Okay, this one's for you, Aries. That's you over here, Aries. This is Tarot Lumination, and this is your singles mini love and relationship report for the late October, early November season. We're doing these playlists now for the singles because of demand and requests, okay? So cards were already well shuffled in advance, but we're going to go to the last second so that you guys are a witness. No reversals, no jumpers, nothing like that. Now you know the drill. You're going to watch for your sun, your moon, and your rising. Mush it all up. Reinterpret for yourself. Write your own story. These readings are for you, okay? Tarot Illumination just provides an interpretation. Then you make the best of it. Also, I would invite you to stop, start, and pause every now and again, however you need to, especially if you have to rewind and replay, to integrate all these questions into the reading itself. Okay, in your own time, you can do that because I'm going to do everything I can to get through the reading quickly for you. Okay, all right, so let's see how it goes. Also, please understand, when we do these relationship reports, it's on the understanding that there's you, Aries, there's a significant other, but there's the relationship itself, and the relationship has a life, an identity, and an energy of its own. And just so that you know, Aries, you guys are under tremendous pressure right now. You probably are aware already. So let's just get the chart out and show you. I didn't show this to everybody, but it's kind of significant for you right now, Aries, because you've got this massive pile of oppositions going on here between Uranus and Aries and all this other Libra energy here, and even Scorpio in an out of sign opposition here. So that whole energy of relationship is really, really amplified for you right now, Aries, about how are you going to maintain your own unique identity at the same time as allowing for anyone and everyone else who is a very significant relationship in your life. So it's going to have to be some form of very unique compromise. And also, of course, with this, late October season, you're talking about, a bit of opposition here anyway, because the Libra energy would be your natural opposition. So you could feel very polarized at this time and stretched and pulled apart, figuring out what the heck am I going to do? What am I supposed to do? How am I going to do it? I don't know. Well, maybe this little Tarot Illumination report could help. We'll see. All right. So let's go for it. All right. All right. We're going to cut. Then we're going to cut again. Okay, this would be you. Okay, your energy. You, Aries, being you. Okay, you don't have to ask permission, second guess yourself, nothing. That's Aries energy. You are just being you. So what would you attract? What kind of person, what kind of love energy would you attract from that other person if they just happen to show up, And in that case, what would the nature of the relationship be like? Okay, over here. And let's say that flourishes or starts to manifest. Where would that take you? What are the prospects here? Let's have a look. Also, we're going to look at this card in the moment. It's the weather, it's the prevailing conditions that, can impact the whole situation in a very profound way. It doesn't necessarily own it. You don't own the weather. The weather is not going to own you. It's just there. Just think of it as an energy or a resource that's out there for you. And you're going to make the best of it. Okay, Aries? Let's have a look. So you've got the Knight of Pentacles. Well, I would say, Aries, you're very lucky right now to have this kind of energy around you, whether it is personified as someone who you could potentially attract into your world. This is very good news. If it's just an indication that you're in the right place at the right reason for the right times to figure out what it is that needs to be done in order to stabilize and make your world work for the long term when it comes to a loving relationship this is also very good news, because this would be the energy of an indication. It's time to invest and think long term for what really, really works in very, very tangible, true, honest, straightforward terms. All right, let's have a look. What about you? What's going on, Aries? Well, there's no question you are eager to express. You are eager to, let's say, radiate your passions, if you want to put it that way. And maybe you're looking for a landing place. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to be very subtle here. I'm just trying to talk about energies more than people. So you might have an awful lot on your plate right now that you really need to get off your chest, that really needs to be expressed, because it's right there. It's right on the surface. It's like pounding in your heart. It is right on the tip of your tongue. And if you don't express this energy, it could get very backed up on you. So it's really important for you right now that you radiate this energy very authentically. Live your passion, live your truth, live your idealism, live your mission, your goals, your desires. Grab it. And it's almost like you're doing that already anyway. We don't know like, you know, whether you're learning to be an airline pilot or whether you're looking to actually have a loving relationship or not. It's just that this is what you would be radiating right now, your energy, which would include the love energy of great passion. Okay? So guess what? That can actually be very appealing. You have this very, very grounded, very, very stable, unrockable type of energy, and that meets something very delicious and passionate. That could create quite an interesting mix here. I'm not saying this is the person, but you might be in an environment or situation or a place to attract something that could really work for you. We don't know. Let's have a look, see what the story says. Let's have a look at the other. Wow. Well, they might be feeling it for you too. Whoopee. So this is very complimentary for you, Aries. You might be, let's just say, feeling very passionately expressive right now. And you would be, let's say, get spotted, where you are being recognized as someone who has a lot to offer in that regard, who's very passionate and expressive. And it would be a real turn on for a significant other. In other words, you might be you might attract someone who is very attracted to your passion and who you are as a person and the energy that you radiate in such a way that this is a turn on for them. It's very stimulating, it's very inspiring for them, where they like see it as it's like tapping into a fuel for life, where they get to feel like supercharged and inspired and enlightened in ways that they've maybe never known before, because this energy, your energy, is so inspiring to them, and they just might have just spotted you, because you know how people do that. They can people can detect each other from very far away, and once you're on that frequency, if you have a matching frequency, da-ding, 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 wow, I could be really, really good for you, Aries. And like, wow, I was hoping I'd attract somebody like you. This could be really, really cool. Do you have any idea how hard it is to attract someone like you? And you're like, well, I can imagine. Have you ever wondered what it's like for someone like me to find someone like you? And you kind of both go, wow. So it's mutual. And you kind of go, yeah. And then you kind of go, well, this is really wonderful. It's very exciting, but what are the chances of this making this work and locking it down for the long term? Because it requires work. It requires stabilization here. But you just might be, Aries, in the right place at the right time for this to happen. And you might just have attracted that particular someone that's a good match for you in that way, where it could be like suitable for a long-term investment. a passionate, loving relationship that is also grounded and realistic. It's the potential here because they might sense that in you. Okay, let's have a look what the relationship itself indicates. Whoa. Okay, Aries. So it could be very, very liberating in such a way that you set a match to the whole thing where all of a sudden, wow, this could actually work, where you Aries have realized that you might have struck gold here. And the question is now, what are you going to do with all that? Because it's very valuable. It's potentially very, very good for you, potentially very good for the other. And it allows you to be you and allows them to be them, where both parties are in some ways liberated to be able to express their own unique individuality in a way that's very complementary to oneself and each other in the context of a very dynamic relationship where there is a very good chance that things could manifest, especially in a way, manifesting hopefully in a way that would trigger, where these passions could come down to earth a bit, where there's a potential to look at each other and think, wow, hey, I'm glad you showed up. Wow, I'm glad I found you. This is a great opportunity for me. And it's a great opportunity for me. So what are we going to do with this? This is very exciting. Can we make this work? Can we make this work for the long term? Are we both capable of coming down to earth with all of this and turning this into a day-to-day practical application of all this passion and this power and this ability to manifest this thing into reality? Those are big, big questions. So, all right, this reading's going very quickly. I guess it's because it's Aries energy. I don't know. But I'm feeling kind of pumped up and inspired by it. So the nature of the relationship itself would be very, let's just say, empowering, where I think I already said it. It's basically where you would have a chance to both manifest yourselves and manifest each other and manifest a relationship, kind of all in one package. That's really very cool. We haven't looked at this yet. We don't know what this one is yet, but you can see where the potential lies. Let's have a look. Wow. Oh gosh, Aries. So it's like this looks like pretty good news for you Aries. Like if you just happen to attract this kind of thing into your life where you've got this potential relationship that could show up, where it's very opportune for them, and it actually manifests and you decide by like pooling your passions to, let's say, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to find a way to make it work long term. We're going to invest in the future, in the long term, some way, somehow. And that's good to have this very solid grounding energy here, because this is such a strong, this is so much fired up with love and passion and power. We need to find a way to stabilize it for the long term. So it's like somebody needs to keep things realistic here, because the potential is that there's like more than enough love to go around for yourself, for the other, and for the relationship itself, to the point where, like, what are we going to do with it? We have more love than we know what to do with. So it's almost like by willful decisions and recognition of this golden opportunity here, this inspiring situation, that it triggers both parties to, let's say, engage into this relationship where it could be like a generator, like it's almost like, like those wind farms that just generate massive amounts of energy of power simply because of the wind blowing through it. It's like free energy, and that energy is love. It's the healing power of love, to the point where your relationship itself becomes like an energy pump, a heat pump, a love pump, where it creates this like fountain of love that can be shared between yourselves and each other in a very private, intimate, practical way that could work for the long term, and also extend out into the greater world around you to the point where you can share this love and radiate this love as an entity. In other words, where the relationship itself has all the hallmarks of being a very loving relationship, where it's like a pulsing, living thing, and it inspires others, not just you and each other, but others outside of the relationship, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to call it short. I don't know what else to tell you, Aries. It looks beautiful to me. And of course, it's a question of grabbing this, bringing it really down to earth, planning for the long term, thinking about for the long term, how to make this happen, and then make it happen. Okay? So all the best, Aries. Thanks for coming to Tarot Illumination, and make the best of this particular little time period. Okay? Bye-bye. Thanks so much, Aries. Bye.